What it is, my friends, it is Monday, as a matter of fact, and code ZmoT has already been refreshed. I did that while you guys weren't here, so you wouldn't have to listen to me nag you to renew that. All statues are full glowing. I am back from the weekend. Just did a quick op hit, and I love it when you see 3 blue lines in a row. Cooker, Torrent, Green Cord, all 3 down in one. I'll show you my Cooker core hit. And part of the reason I want to show you this is because there's a bunch of mortars down below, which makes it a little bit difficult. And just the fact that still using a Scorcher at times, just to make it a little bit more fun, using a Scorcher instead of using a bullet, get a little bit of extra damage per second. The only thing is with instant training, you have to randomly attack someone just to kill a Scorcher. So that is what I did. Getting those 2 smokes in, getting the flare over. That flare has to happen well before that Scorcher hits the shock mine because of the fact that it's a low level shock mine. And then hitting the shock mine with the Zooka is less than ideal. Some shocks and some barrages, and all down goes the core. Love that core hit. Let me know if you want any details on that. It's one of the few hits that I'm good at. Speaking of things that I'm good at, Warships not doing the best possible things. In specific, doing these sorts of things on the weekend. 6 out of 6 is never a good time when you're trying to do decently at Warships. But on the plus side, I avoided the siren call of Mr. Kavan, knowing that shock launchers and critters were on the horizon, and that has helped me a little bit. As you can see, winning a bunch. Big shout out to Angry Zendo. Crushes me most seasons. I think I've got him twice this season with a little bit of luck, though. So big shout out to Angry Zendo. I know you'll get my stars back. I'm not worried about that. This is one thing I did want to talk about quickly. Do not unlock the Firebrand thinking you're going to get a new troop. This should have a lock on it. Just like with these sort of things where you can't go through the choice node if you don't have the things. Like, you literally cannot go through this node right here. Because I don't have Seekers, I don't have mechs, and whatever the heck else is in there. So I can't go through that. But you can go through this one, even though we don't have Bombardiers. So that, to me, is a bug in the tech tree. Because if you unlock the Firebrand, you can do nothing with them. And Firebrand is the crappiest of all of the Bombardier squad leaders, so I don't think you want to get that even if you do have Bombardiers. Yes, it gives you another flare, but they do like 0 damage per second. They surely light things on fire, but they suck. Like, literally straight up suck. So if you're waiting for that, do consider saving. Oh, they changed the name of it. It was never Fanboy before, was it? Wasn't it just like Zooka Fan? That seems like they've... am I missing something here? I feel like that was not the Fanboy before. Yeah, I jumped on the Boom Beach wiki, and it is just called the Zooka Fan, so they changed the name of that. I didn't notice till now. You guys probably did. But Zooka Fanboy, that is me. That is actually it's a combination of Hulk Hogan and a Zooka, I do suppose. And then the Meat Shield, and of course the Minesweeper, probably ranked 3rd, but they do a decent job if you're using different troops. Heavy Choppas. Regardless, I've got critters. Critters are not as good as I thought they were going to be because everyone has lasers. And so when you throw your critters out there, except for on this base, I told some people, I said, critters suck. And then I got this base and it made me so happy because guaranteed 2 engine rooms. And if you look at my log, it's like 4-3, 6-4, 5-4, 4-3, 6-5. Like, it's just hideous. Everyone fizzling, and some people fizzling slightly more than others. And so when you throw critters, that laser just absolutely destroys your troops if you're not super careful. Now, we are going to keep moving forward. We're going to get a little bit more building health just to get even more fizzles, and that does hurt because that troop damage would make my critters and my troops a little bit stronger, but I do want to go get those critter launchers, which are going to get me some more building damage and some more Bombardiers. And I know that there are people out there using Seekers, and Seekers are rough this season. Obviously, with that Seeker boost and bullet, they can become very good, but this account is already leaned into defense, so I am going to get one 2, and 3, and then go forwards. I don't even have shocks still. I am still rocking without shocks and without flares, and it is so painful. I do not recommend that anyone try this tech because, yes, we're winning, and yes, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to get to 19 very quickly and easily, but it's the opposite of fun. So sometimes you gotta lean into not fun and just take the punishment, just punches in the back of the head to get some wins and some stars and some ranks. So we are gonna try to go right. Let's see here. They've got 70% building health. Only 70. We've got 80. They've got 50% building damage. We've got 60. So we definitely have a little bit of an edge on the defensive side. But I can't send my troops where I want to, which is part of the biggest problem here. They're probably going to walk to those cannons, I assume. And then we're just going to have to slowly leak some more of these guys out there. And I should have dropped my Zookas first because those invisible guys are going to show up, but they're actually they're actually going to where I wanted them to. So I'm going to get rid of that right there just to try to give my troops a little bit of a chance to stay alive. And then we're going to work from right to left, and I'm going to throw, do I dare, I'm not going to throw critters. Critters are not needed quite yet. Our troops should be able to just walk through most of this, as our medics, and my medics are like tick 3, I think. Definitely getting a bunch of value out of our medic friends, because as you can see there, we have yet to lose a Zooka. We are definitely going to start losing Zookas soon. And here's another tip that I'm sure you guys know, but do try to throw your shield projector so that it lands on both your troops and your critters, so you get a little bit of extra value. And then I probably should have used my GBE on that shock launcher instead, which would get my troops onto that engine room, or at least moving forwards, because you can see how quickly those shock launchers are just absolutely crushing all of my troops. And with only one boat of medics, it's not the best ideal option, but we're actually doing halfway decent. And if we get some critters in that back right corner, maybe we can distract that flamethrower long enough, and no, it's not going to happen. So I told you it's been like 5-4 every single time, but it looks like our opponent is doing some decent damage here. So feeling like we're going to lose this one. They did have more offensive stats, but do they have, and this is where we just can't pull out. We got to wait for those guys to die. And now, what did that's a major? That's a, oh, look at that. Everspark, the hero of the day, absolutely crushing it. And the heavy, I'm assuming they used heavies as well. Without heavies, without Everspark, without flares or shocks, there's no way that I can pull these hits off. So major with a better tech at the second. And that's where critter launchers are probably going to give us the leg up, because those critters are just going to not only pull the laser beam through, but also get our critter launchers firing. So that's what I'm leaning in for. And are the attacks, can my attacks be improved? Yes, definitely. Like that artillery in that back right corner was absolutely asinine stupid. But as I'm going to show you here, probably doesn't matter. So we're just like this one right here. 1, 2, let's see how many we actually need. I am not used to having max level artillery. I just maxed that. So we're going to go something like that. Those guys just using all of our GBE to guarantee ourselves that back engine room. And now that I said guarantee, I feel like I need to check in a little bit. Just, yeah, we're good. And then we're going to be able to walk through this, knowing that that mortar can't see our rifle guys, so we need to be a little bit extra cautious. And then we'll drop one more of you guys over here, knowing again that that mortar is going to be a pain. I feel like I need to add a second boat of medics, or max my medics, but the last thing I want to do is max my medics. If I have to max my medics, I think I'm just going to quit the season, because that is a bridge too far, or whatever that expression is. So our dudes back here distracting that doom cannon, keeping that thing, also doing some decent damage, which is nice to see, as our medics are keeping troops alive. And we've got that back engine room and the front one, and we're gonna get one more here in a couple seconds. So walking through, and I said my offensive capabilities are bad, but they're not super duper awful. They're just not good. So against bases like this one, where they're not super laid out all that well, we should be able to do a decent job of walking through it. And mortars are my biggest concern, because as you can see there, they just absolutely crush our troops. And the microwaver, don't really care about the microwaver, because it is not going to reach most of our Zookas. So that's where that artillery was, just to try to get a little bit of extra damage. We're going to clear some mines, and I think I have done the impossible. Oh, actually, that sniper tower does worry me a little bit, but I'm fairly confident I can say we have full cleared a base with no flare, no shocks, and no hero. So this is a very, very rare moment. This is the red letter day. I'm glad you guys were here for it, but rough sledding out there. I hope you guys are having fun still. I definitely need to put on those rose-colored glasses to try and find a little bit of fun when you're only getting one engine room, such as Guz just did. But if you need some cheering up, do know that over here in this box, we've got a video from none other. Look at that. By the way, I gotta show you this, right? This right here, this is AI generated Nuno's face. Like, it took a lot of prompting and effort, and I wasn't going to post it, but Nuno actually gave me the go-ahead. I would never post a picture of someone else done with AI without their approval. So do know that the June update is coming very, very soon, and I call it the June update. Supercell has not called it that, but let's be honest, they don't work for July, so it has to be the June update. And they've given us the teasers. I do consider subscribing for sneak peeks of the update when I can get my hands on it. Otherwise, Firebrand, skip it. Defensive metas are coming, so you need to figure out a tool, and I'm not sure if that's going to be heavies and Everspark like you saw there, maybe some Grenadiers just to make you puke in your mouth a little bit. It is not Kavan, though, as a couple players I have attacked recently have shown. Maybe it's going to be Bullet and Seekers, and in that case, it's going to piss off even more people. So I'm going to go get those critter launchers, just lock my base down like Fort Knox, and when you see me next, I will either be in 19 or I'll have been in 19. So that is all for me. Crazy ass busy weekend. So thanks for your patience, and I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZmoT. Peace.